All right, so the way I'm breaking down this factoring aspect is actually going to be in reverse. So if you look at our classwork, you can kind of see that's sort of how I label it, factoring in reverse. And we're starting with step 4, which is the zero product property. Okay, so step 4 is a zero product property. So you would have started with this problem. You would have done all this, which we're going to review as we progress. But then the very last step is this zero product property. So you'll end up with your factored form. Well, how do you find the zeros? That's what all of these questions are, is how do you find the zeros of the quadratic? Well, what you do is you take both of your factors. Now, as a review, these are called factors. So if you hear me say that, that's what I'm referring to, is the things in parentheses. They're factors because they're multiplying together. Factors are just two things that multiply with each other. So you set these equal to 0. So that's the last step in solving for your zeros. You set them equal to 0, and then you solve for x. And most of the time, it's going to be one-step equations. So when I say one-step equations, what I mean is we're still thinking of it as we're trying to get x by itself. We have x minus 3, so we're going to add 3 to both sides. And it's important that you walk through this because the number one mistakes with this is the simple things that people trying to skip writing this out, and they make a bunch of very silly errors, and it happens a lot. 0 plus 3 is 3, so x equals 3. That's one of my zeros. Then we have x plus 1, so we have to do this one as well. So again, we're going to think, oh, it's x plus 1. Well, if I subtract 1, that will get rid of that 1. I have to do it to both sides. That cancels out. We get 0 minus 1 is negative 1, so x equals negative 1. So that's the last step, the zero product property. That's how you actually find the zeros. These are the zeros. And as a quick refresher, what that means is that if I were sketching this graph, which is our goal, I know that the zeros are going to be here and here at x equals negative 1 and x equals 3.